I'm Linda. I'm a landlady and a farmer. I have an inherent passion to be who I am, and I usually do whatever I do big time. I inherited this farm. That's a big blessing. I was the garbage lady, and now I'm landowner.
I'm Angela, and Linda is my best friend and my rock. Well, she was the bag lady because she would go and pick up everybody's garbage because she didn't want it laying around and being ridiculous.
My saving increased when I inherited this farm, and I could see that I could use these things here.
There's lumber, there's hardware, there are doors, there are toilets, there are sinks. You name it, it's there.
I think God is working through me.
The religious beliefs really do play a lot in everything that she does.
I feel like I'm a chosen one.
I'm Dean. I work at the farms. My friend Linda is the owner, and I love her very much. The property is a mess. If you go up on the hillside and you come rolling down that hill, it looks like
I'm like a squirrel collecting my nuts for the winter, but I'm collecting them for the future, which doesn't look to be most bright. I believe in reading Revelations that, the end times are just going to be nasty. Social unrest, rioting, pillaging, plundering. Throw in maybe a few natural disasters along the way, like all the super volcanoes will go off at once.
Armageddon kind of deal. The finance markets are going to crash.
There's gonna be nothing. No grocery stores, no hardware stores, no dry cleaners. If you want a nut or a bolt, you better have it.
Anything that you might need or want, I'm sure can be found on that property.
I would imagine if there's an emergency, people will come knocking at my door. So that's what I'm all about here on this farm, trying to gather all the resources I can while the gathering is good. Dean and Angela had been working in the barn.
I had put all of her stuff away for the winter.
He was refinishing some wood. He went to have lunch.
I went in the house and I was going to get some loving, and I looked out and poof.
I believe it was spontaneous combustion rags that imploded.
Millions of dollars worth of items destroyed in that fire.
The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. He gave me this farm and he took away the barn. My issues with the health department came to a head. They told me I needed to get rid of everything. And when I asked to talk to them about it, they said, we don't need to talk with you. You just need to get rid of everything. Just totally insane situation where if it's not undercover, then we're taking it.
This property the way it is and the value of the place, there are many farmers out there that would really like to get her to stumble and swoop in. She needs to clean up her mess. She needs to get the trash out of there.
I believe that if the health department decided to come and really attack her, that she could lose the farm.
I've experienced my local government as a real form of terrorism, and I'm sick of it.
Good morning, Linda.
Hi.
My name's Corey Chalmers. I'm an extreme cleaner that specializes in biohazard and hoarding. Linda really believes the end of the world is coming, and she's going to be the place to go for whatever anyone needs.
I'm excited about getting some work done that I need to have done, particularly because the barn burned down.
She's already had one barn that's burned down on her property, She could have the same thing happen to her house very easily. My concern after looking at this property is that danger is real still. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't have any fire fear.
That's exactly what I'm
Okay,
talking
well,
about.
you have the worry and the anxiety, okay?
Like I said, all we can do is point out our concerns.
I know, I've heard that over and over again, so I really don't want to hear it again.
So we're only in the morning meeting, and Linda's already being resistant. This is gonna be a tough one, I can already tell. Why do you need this stuff? Just so I know. Like that bag right there that's falling apart and I don't even know what's in it.
Well, I think this is scrap insulation, and sometimes I just need little itty-bitty pieces of insulation to stick in a little crack.
What about old broken wood like this? Particle board.
This kind of wood I take into the house and I burn it.
What about this? Old basketball hoop. What would we do with that?
I don't know, I think this is a good piece of metal that can be used.
Everything I ask her about on this property, she has an answer for. She's gonna fix it, sell it. There's no way. I can look around and see a bunch of these things. This table right here.
I really don't want to be subjecting myself to your standard. It's about cleanup and organization and saving.
I deal with a disorder known as hoarding. You can agree that this is a hoarding problem or not, but that's my
I don't
job.
look at hoarding as a problem. I look at it as a virtue.
She loves being a hoarder. She'll admit it. How am I going to justify taking stuff away from someone that sees value in being a hoarder? We can't help with the crisis of the county coming in and mandating that you do it then. Or we can't help another fire starting and burning down another barn.
I don't live my life thinking about peril and danger and what if and what if and 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 if. I'm really not here to talk about fire and safety. Excuse me, I'm leaving.
All right.
You know, sorry, this is not working for me. This is not how I want to spend my hours in my morning.
Why is it bad when people care about her?
I can just consider it mostly both, and you're wasting my time.
I'm just trying to help her understand that she's in danger.
I actually really wished you weren't here. Thank you.
The problem is, this is a hazard. I mean, for all of her environmental consciousness, she is contaminating
Give me about
soil.
10 minutes. I'll be back.
Where are you off to, Dean?
I'm gonna go talk to Linda.
Hey, Dean, why don't you
Well,
hold up?
not yet.
Hold up, hold
Not
up.
yet.
You guys are gonna get her, and she's gonna have a migraine and have a heart attack or something. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
If we do this not as a united front
Yeah.
and with a systemic plan or something.
What's going on with you through this process? What's going on with Dean?
I don't know if there's brainwashing here. They're just afraid of her for some reason, and we really need to figure this out.
Let's have a little talk,
The whole
okay?
thing was about safety and safety and safety.
I love you, and I think you're badass. But
This has a bunch of bull. We're talking about working. They're supposed to come out and supporting me. They're just putting up roadblocks so they can't handle it.
You've got these people who have a vision of the world, and it is us against them. And for outsiders like me and Corey to come in, immediately everybody's defenses go up.
She does have
I
respect
don't
for you
know
as
how
a
you
person.
That's fine. To be honest, whether
You should
feel,
care.
Whether you feel respect or not doesn't change how my day goes.
Those are really cold words, and
Well,
that's what's offensive. So
What I will
you
say,
could go ahead and go.
everybody either argues, denies, or storms off. All right. Yep. I don't know how we're going to accomplish anything under those circumstances.
We've tried it our way, and
Yeah.
obviously that's not going to work. So let's
Right.
put you in charge at this point and tell these guys what you want. We're hoping that this little act of you're in charge will get some trust back with her.
We're not about throwing out anything or discarding anything. It's not what it looks like. It's what can it be.
Linda started describing her plan to the junk guys, to the organizers, and everyone was confused.
What do you want us to do with the things that are not recyclable, that are not donatable, that...
I really don't want you to all get into qualifying what, should this be safe, should this not be safe.
It's a pile.
Let's just organize the bar inside of the barn and make it look good.
Calm down. Take it down a notch.
It's okay.
There's a lot of people trying to understand your method, which your method is not the norm for them.
They
That's
have
all.
to.
We're just filling up the space that we emptied yesterday. That's all we're doing right now is filling up the exact space that we emptied. I feel like I'm becoming just like Angela and Dean, becoming one of her minions, moving stuff around. Angela, can we talk to you away from Linda, please?
Yeah.
This is stupid. I'm sorry, Angela. We're just moving stuff from pile to pile to pile. And then we're gonna move it right back in. Tell me this doesn't make sense to you.
It only makes sense because it makes sense to Linda.
Okay, thank you for saying that.
You know,
That's the problem that I have with doing this.
It's not going to make sense to everybody.
Angela, I know you don't want us to leave because we're helping you, but we're not helping her. This process that we're going through with nothing being thrown away is just enabling her. And if she's not careful, she is going to actually become just like Linda because we already see it. You're becoming her. Do you hear yourself? You are becoming her.
I live here. I work for her. I'm, you know.
You're part of the problem.
Well, sure I am.
Oh, well then let's change that. If you know you're part of the problem, let's fix it.
But you don't bite the hand that feeds you.
You're beholden to her. Angela is a puzzle. Sometimes Angela sounds like she recognizes there's a problem here. But as soon as she starts down that path, she flips and she becomes Linda's yes man. Angela has definitely drunk the Kool-Aid here.
Yeah, this is what I've taken off of the floor of the barn.
There was a little spark I thought maybe we could build off of and start cleaning again. So that's exactly what we did. We called everyone back and started to go through piles. That's progress. Better get my gloves back on. Are we friends again? Oh, nice. Wherever you think you can put something else in here, I'll go. I'll follow you to the moon and back.
That could go. To
Trash?
The yeah, trash.
Trash. Thank you. Let's talk about this, because these were jeans at one time, but there's nothing left of these pants.
Yeah, there is. There's a zipper. I take the zippers off.
I mean, if you're gonna sit there and shred up a pair of pants and save the zipper, save the snap, because someday there's not gonna be zippers and snaps, like, how do I even reason with that? You think people are desperate, and I don't think they're gonna be this desperate.
I'll have to ignore you for a while so we can get the job done.
What are we gonna do with these bags that are full of stuff? Where do they go?
Just don't
Where do these
harass
bags go?
me anymore. Could you
Where do
just
these
be
bags go?
quiet?
No,
I
where do
mean,
these
you
bags
know,
go?
Really? If I have to be harassed, I'm not even going to be out here doing this.
That's kind of childish.
You could stay there and be childish yourself.
My 10-year-old does this.
But how degrading and insulting you can be.
Okay.
It's too bad you have that quality to be just degrading.
There's just no reasoning with Linda. She's fight or flight all the time. So if you don't agree with her 100%, she fights you. And when she can't fight, she runs. I'll meet you guys up top.
This is an epic fail. We didn't help Linda.
So there's two outcomes to Linda's story. She dies in the horde, or the city or county comes and takes it away from her. Neither one's good. So sooner or later, she's gonna have to address this.
There's a high level of victim mentality on this property. I just know when we leave, she's going to be able to sit here in the midst of all this stuff with the perverse satisfaction that she's been screwed over yet again.
It's really for the greater good than to your trucks to go off with to waste. I'm trying the best I can.
Hi, thanks for being a fan of Hoarders. And subscribe to A&E for more videos and click the links around me to watch more.